literally on the east flank of the alliance. But basically, every one of 1 billion people living in NATO territory live on the eastern flank. Maybe not literally, but it is not you alone. You are not alone. We all have to go through this together. And I can only say from the heart that we are in this together. It's one for all and all for one. And that including keeping the support for Ukraine going, we are extremely motivated to do that. Then on the US elections, obviously we have to wait the outcome. I have no intelligence who will win. And I'm convinced that the President, the Prime Minister of Estonia, myself, everyone in NATO will work in a very positive and cooperative way with whoever will be the winner of that election. Also because both on the Democratic side and on the Republican side, people realize that NATO and the collective defense NATO provides is not only in the interest of Estonia or Netherlands, United Kingdom, but also for the United States. If Russia will be successful in Ukraine, and we will prevent that. But if that would happen, that would be a security threat not only to Estonia, but also the Netherlands, United Kingdom and the United States. We all realize that. So this is a collective effort, and I know that we will work with whoever will win the elections. And of course we have no say in this and no opinion, but we have to make it work, whoever will be chosen.
Representing Estonian newspaper Eesti Päevaleht, and this question for both of you, Mr. President and Mr. Rutte, and they asked de facto, we already have a Twospeed Europe, where our country can stand aside and others can work on effective cooperation. Could this system work for NATO as well? Because we have allies like Hungary that are voicing open doubts even about their own defense, not to mention helping the alliance.
Let me be absolutely clear. We have a one-speed NATO. There is not a two-speed NATO. And every NATO country, and I know, for example, on Ukraine, my predecessor flew out to Budapest, had good talks with Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister, and they agreed on the modalities of non-participation in some of the military support for Ukraine. And this is possible. But then Hungary did not block anything, so everything is going ahead. And Hungary is providing an enormous contribution to NATO. KFOR and in many other places. It has well-trained armed forces. They are an integral part of NATO, so I will never expect the notion of a two-speed NATO. And we should not aim for that at all. This is really different from some of the arrangements within the EU, where you have specific modalities to deal with this, but in NATO, it's an alliance. In Article 5, one for all for one, stands.
Well, it's difficult to add anything, but what I can say that, first of all, Europe is multi-speed rather than two-speed in Europe. But in NATO, NATO is a collective institution, organization, that is defense organization. What matters is our collective speed. Just to remind you, when the war broke up in the aggression in Ukraine, you know that some countries were very hesitant and did not give any military help to Ukraine. But now, after 2.5 years, these countries are on top list helping Ukraine. That means speed is very relative, and you look at this time scale. So the same applies also to NATO. No.
Thank you. Thank you. Great.